10 years ago, a guy on my street paid $72,000 for the SUV in his driveway. He babied it, garaged it, waxed it on Sundays. Last month, I watched his new neighbor buy that exact vehicle. Same year, same trim, same badge on the hood, for $24,000. And here's the part that'll bother you. Mechanically, almost nothing separates those two trucks except a decade of somebody else eating the depreciation. That's the dirty secret of the luxury SUV market. These things lose 60, 70% of their value in 5 years, and the person who buys them second is stealing a vehicle that costs the same as a house down payment. Today I'm showing you 7 of them. Let's get into it. Number 7, Audi Q7, the first generation, roughly 2010 through 2015. This was Audi's flagship people hauler and a loaded TDI Prestige, stickered at just under $67,000 when it was new. Today, I have seen clean ones trade between $9,000 and $16,000. That is not a typo. You are looking at a genuine 3-row, quattro all-wheel drive German luxury SUV for the price of a base Corolla. Now, I am not going to lie to you because that is not what this channel is about. The Q7 is the riskiest truck on this list, and I put it at number 7 for exactly that reason. The 3.0-liter supercharged V6 is a strong engine, 280 or 333 horsepower depending on trim, mated to that excellent ZF 8-speed automatic that is basically bulletproof. But that supercharger has a clutch that wears out and starts making a driveline shudder when it engages. Budget around $700 for that, and while the shop is in there, plan on another $400 in gaskets and a PCV valve because you are already paying the labor. The other one to watch is oil weeping from the upper timing covers, and the gasket material hardens and leaks over time. So here's my inspection checklist. First, on a test drive, accelerate gently from a stop and feel for a clunk or shudder in the driveline. That's the supercharger clutch talking. Second, get it on a lift and look at the front of the engine for oil residue around the timing covers. Third, if it has the adaptive air suspension, park it overnight and check in the morning that it has not sagged on one corner. And air suspension repairs run into 4 figures fast. Who should buy this? Somebody handy or somebody with a trusted independent Audi specialist who wants maximum luxury for minimum cash and understands they are trading reliability for that badge. Who should skip it? Anybody who needs a car that just starts and goes with zero drama. For that person, keep watching. Number 6, Mercedes-Benz GL-Class, the 2013 through 2016 run, later renamed the GLS. This is the biggest SUV Mercedes ever built to wear the 3-pointed star, and it drives like an S-Class that swallowed a minivan. Loaded GL450 and GL550 models were $70,000 to $80,000 new. Today they're changing hands in the low to mid-20s, and I've seen tidy examples dip under 20. Here's where it gets interesting for a mechanic. There are 2 smart ways to buy this truck. The first is the GL350 Blue Tech. That's the diesel. It's a 3-liter turbo diesel V6 making 240 horsepower, but a massive 455 pound-feet of torque, and it will return 26 miles per gallon on the highway in a 3-ton SUV. That diesel is a torque monster, and kept up with, it lasts. The second smart buy is the 2015 and up GL450 with the twin turbo V6, which replaced the old V8 and makes the same 362 horsepower with better fuel economy. I've got a note from an owner running a GL450 past 250,000 miles on its original engine and transmission mounts. That tells you what these are capable of when they're maintained. The catches. This is a complex German truck. The Airmatic air suspension is comfortable but expensive when it fails, and the command infotainment feels dated and can get glitchy. When you inspect one, run every electronic feature, every seat motor, the climate zones, the tailgate, and bounce each corner to listen for the air struts. Insist on service records. A GL with a documented history is a rolling living room. A GL without one is a gamble. Who should buy it? Big families who do a lot of highway miles and want limousine comfort, especially the diesel. Who should skip it? Anybody without a maintenance budget, because when a Benz this size needs something, it needs it in euros. Number 5, BMW X5, the F15 generation 2014 through 2018, and specifically the xDrive 35i. A loaded one cost $70,000 new. You can buy a good one now for roughly $18,000 to $28,000, and this is the one I point people to when they say they want a BMW SUV without the horror stories. Here's why. That xDrive 35i badge means the N55 engine, a 3-liter turbocharged inline-6. That is, by a wide margin, the most sensible motor in the X5 lineup. It's not the temperamental N63 V8, it's not the ancient, earlier stuff. The N55 is well understood, and its two most common issues are almost comically cheap to deal with. The plastic charge pipe between the turbo and intercooler can crack under boost. Sounds scary, but the replacement part is under $50, and it's a driveway job for anyone with basic tools. The high-pressure fuel pump can eventually fail, and even that is a few $100s in parts. The one real cost item is the oil filter housing gasket, which weeps on higher mileage examples and runs you a few $100s to fix properly. My checklist here: on a cold start, listen for rough idle or hard starting, which points at the fuel pump. Under acceleration, a sudden loss of power with a hissing sound is that charge pipe. And look under the engine for oil seepage around the filter housing. If all three check out, this is a beautifully engineered, brilliant driving luxury SUV for economy car money. Who should buy it? The enthusiast who wants a BMW badge and actually enjoys driving, and who will stick to the 6-cylinder and away from the V8. Who should skip it? Somebody who sees the phrase cheap BMW and thinks no maintenance. A cheap BMW is only cheap if you keep up with it. Number 4, Porsche Cayenne, the 2011 through 2018 second generation. Yes, a real Porsche. And no, you do not need Porsche money. The diesel model alone stickered around $71,000 new, and V8 powered Cayenne S trims ran well into the 80s. Today, clean second-gen Cayennes routinely sell in the $15,000 to $25,000 range. There are people financing brand new Nissans for more than a used Porsche costs. If you are going to do this, my pick is the Cayenne S with the 4.8-liter V8, 400 to 420 horsepower, 0 to 60 in the 5s, paired with that 8-speed automatic. It is genuinely the sportiest way to move 5 people and a trailer that exists at this price. This generation also fixed a lot of the plastic coolant pipe reputation that haunted the very first Cayennes. What you still watch for is the cooling system. Water pump and coolant lines, and on air suspension equipped cars. The same story as everything else on this list. Those struts are pricey when they go. Inspection wise, get it up to temperature and watch the gauge and the ground for any coolant. Turn the wheel to full lock in an empty parking lot and creep in a circle, listening for clunks from the driveline. And budget for premium fuel and premium tires, because this thing corners like it forgot it is an SUV, and that costs money at the pump in the tire shop. Who should buy it? The driver who refuses to give up performance just because they now need a back seat. Who should skip it? Anybody chasing fuel economy or cheap upkeep should skip it. A Porsche is a Porsche even when it is cheap to buy. If this straight talk is saving you from a bad decision at the dealership, do me a favor and hit subscribe. The next 3 are the ones I recommend most, because this is where the list stops being risky and starts being smart. These are the big American and Japanese trucks that were expensive new, dirt cheap now, and this is the key: cheap to keep running. That combination is rare, and it's the whole game. Number 3, Lincoln Navigator, 2015 through 2017. This is the first one on the list I'd put my own family in without a second thought. New, a well-optioned 2015 Navigator was pushing into the 70s. Today you're buying them between roughly $17,000 and $25,000, and here's the mechanic's angle. Nobody tells you This Lincoln is a Ford Expedition wearing a tuxedo. In 2015, Lincoln threw out the old, tired 5.4-liter V8 and dropped in the 3.5-liter. Twin turbo EcoBoost V6, 380 horsepower, 460 pound-feet of torque, more grunt and better mileage than the V8 it replaced, and a 9,000 pound tow rating. That engine and that truck share their bones with the Expedition and the F-150, which means two beautiful things. Parts are everywhere and they're cheap. When a repair rolls into my shop on a Navigator, I'm not calling a specialist or waiting 3 weeks for a component from Germany. I'm pulling a Ford truck part off the shelf. Owners on this generation rate reliability well above average, and it's genuinely one of the better value luxury haulers going. Your checklist. On the EcoBoost, listen at idle and underload for any rattle on a cold start, which can point to timing components on higher mileage examples. A documented service history is your friend here. Test those power folding running boards because they're motorized and annoying to fix. And confirm the sync infotainment fully boots because the 2016 and 2017 got the much better Sync 3 system, and it's worth seeking those years. Who should buy it? Families who want 3 real rows, serious towing, and repair bills they can actually afford. Who should skip it? City dwellers with tight parking. This thing is over 17 feet long, and the extended L version is nearly 19. Number 2, Cadillac Escalade 2015 through 2020, the 4th generation. This is presence. This is the SUV that makes valets stand up straighter. New, it started at just under $74,000, and the platinum trim crested $95,000. Today, average used examples sit around $22,000, and I've seen solid ones in the high teens. You are buying the single most recognizable luxury SUV on the road for less than a new economy hatchback. And unlike some flashy trucks, the Escalade earns its number 2 spot because it's mechanically sensible underneath the chrome. It runs a 6.2-liter V8, making 420 horsepower, backed later in the run by an 8-speed automatic, and, critically, it shares its foundation with the Chevy Tahoe, Suburban, and Silverado. That's millions of vehicles worth of parts availability and mechanics who know these platforms cold. A Cadillac badge with Chevy truck parts economics is a genuinely clever way to buy luxury. The honest catch is, the CUE infotainment system on these is slow and can get glitchy. That's the number 1 owner complaint, and it's an annoyance, not a deal breaker. Some owners report transmission shift quirks, and the 6.2 V8 uses cylinder deactivation, so you want to confirm there's no oil consumption issue or lifter tick. My checklist: cold start it and listen closely to the top end of the engine for ticking. Check the oil level and condition. Deactivation systems can be hard on oil if it's neglected. Cycle through every CUE menu to make sure the screen responds. And if it has magnetic ride control, feel for a harsh or clunky ride because those adaptive shocks are the pricey item. Who should buy it? Somebody who wants maximum road presence and V8 muscle with parts they can source at any GM dealer in America. Who should skip it? Anybody sensitive to fuel bills. 15 miles per gallon in the city is just the cost of admission. Number 1, Infiniti QX80. And I've been building to this one all video because if you asked me to put my own money down today on a used luxury SUV that was expensive new, dirt cheap now, and will run to the moon, this is the truck I'm buying. New, the QX80 stickered between $64,000 and $68,000. Today you can find good ones from $13,000 to $25,000 depending on year and miles. But the price isn't why it's number 1. The engine is. Under that hood is a 5.6-liter V8, the VK56VD, making 400 horsepower and 413 pound-feet of torque. And here's the thing that matters. It is naturally aspirated. No turbos to fail. No supercharger clutch. No high-strung German boost plumbing. It's the same tough Nissan V8 family that powers the Nissan Titan and Armada trucks, which means it was built for work. And it means parts are cheap, and every competent mechanic in the country can service it. That is the exact opposite fact of the Q7 I opened with. Same money to buy, a fraction of the anxiety to own. Paired with a smooth 7-speed automatic and an 8,500 pound tow rating, this is a body-on-frame tank that happens to have a first-class cabin bolted on top. Now let me be straight, because number one still gets an honest inspection. The early examples, the 2011 through 2014 cars, some still badged QX56, had a couple of documented gremlins, high-pressure fuel pump concerns, and some timing chain chatter. The 2015 and up refresh cleaned most of that up, and the later years are the ones enthusiasts rate as rock solid. So my strong recommendation is to shop 2015 or newer. My checklist: cold start it and listen for any timing chain rattle in the first few seconds. Confirm any fuel pump recall work was completed. That's a quick VIN check. Test the four-wheel drive system in an empty lot, turning full lock and creeping in a circle, listening for binding. And check the third row and cargo area, because a beat-up interior tells you how the whole truck was treated. Who should buy it? Honestly, almost anybody who wants a big, plush, do-anything V8 SUV and wants it to last 250,000 miles without drama. Who should skip it? Only the fuel economy obsessed and people in tight cities, because it's thirsty and it's huge. So there they are. 7 SUVs that stickered around $70,000 when they were new and can be yours today for under 30, most of them for well under. The Audi Q7 and the Porsche Cayenne for the brave who want maximum badge for minimum cash. The Mercedes GL and the BMW X5 for the buyer who does their homework and buys the right engine. And then the smart money, the Lincoln Navigator, the Cadillac Escalade, and the king of them all, the Infiniti QX80, trucks that were luxury price new and are peasant price now, but cost regular truck money to keep alive. The dealership is never going to walk you toward a 10-year-old luxury SUV, because there's no fat margin in it for them. But now you know the truth. Depreciation already happened. Somebody else already paid for it. All you have to do is be the smart second owner who walks up and collects. If this helped, hit that like button and subscribe, because I've got a whole video coming on which of these luxury engines actually go the distance versus the ones that'll bankrupt you. And you're going to want to see that list before you sign anything. Drive safe, do your inspection, and I'll see you in the next one.